I'm Robert Timmons, and you're watching Weekly Words. Welcome everybody, and thank you for checking out this week's episode of Weekly Words. I am thoroughly excited because it is National Poetry Month. So that means two things for the viewers here at Weekly Words. One, I am taking the challenge of writing a new poem every single day, and I could use your help. So feel free to email, comment, or message me a list of 5 random words, and I'll take those words and incorporate them into my poems. Second, each week this month, I'm going to be talking about a different poem and how we can parallel that to our lives and how we can be impactful for how we move forward. So this week we're going to talk about Dr. Maya Angelou's poem, And Still I Rise. In case you haven't heard it, I'm going to read it for you now, so I hope you enjoy it. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me with the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like the suns and the moons with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise. So one of the reasons why I just love poetry in general is because it gives us the opportunity to express ourselves, to express our feelings and our thoughts, or showcase our emotions, or to encourage, or to impact, or inspire. Whatever the case is, poetry has a multitude to touch people in so many different ways. And I feel like Dr. Angelou really did that here in her poem. I feel like she really was able to talk about the adversities that she's experienced and the adversities that her ancestors, my ancestors, have experienced, but talked about it in a place of victory, saying, yeah, this happened, but I'm still going to rise and overcome it. Right? I think it goes to what we've been talking about over the course of this year, specifically last week, of fighting from a place of victory, not for victory. Right? It's all about your posture and your mindset. So what Dr. Angelou does in her poem is she says, yeah, this stuff has happened, but I'm not going to let it stop me. Right? And she has those different questions that she poses where she says, oh, did you want to see me broken? Did you want to see me staying down? No, I'm going to rise. And I think that's so important for her to do it like that because, like I've mentioned before, life sometimes sucks. And there's going to be things that we didn't see that's going to happen, or things we didn't want to happen, and all these bad things or whatever, but we still have to get through it. And God has given us the tools that we needed in order to get through it, right? He has made it so that we can rise, right? And I feel like she really tapped into that here in this poem. And to be honest, there probably are going to be some people in life that are going to look at you and think that you amount to nothing, or look at you and think that you're going to stay down because of your adversity. But what you can tell them is that, nah, I'm gonna rise. I love it how she puts it here where she says, did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by the soulful cries? And she says, no, like air, I'm going to rise. Even though people will shoot you with their words, cut you down with their eyes, and kill you with hatefulness, you can still rise. I love this analogy throughout the entire poem. It's so uplifting and encouraging. So I think something that we can take away from this poem is the posture of how you deal with life, right? Yes, life's going to throw things at you and people are going to throw things at you too, but you in Christ have the power to rise above that. So for everybody watching, I want to encourage you that just because you've gone through some things or you're from a certain place doesn't mean that you can't be successful, doesn't mean that you can't overcome, doesn't mean that you can't rise. Dr. Angelou really talks about that here in her poem where she's saying that yes, these unfortunate things have happened, or yes, these unfortunate things will happen, but I'm good. I have the ability and the power to rise. She's saying that about herself, but you do too. You can rise. So be encouraged. And I encourage you to find what your outlet is, just like Dr. Angelou found what hers was in terms of poetry. So what can you do to impact your community? What can you do to process your emotions? What can you do to showcase your journey and your experiences and how you're overcoming the hardships of life? Be like Dr. Angelou and rise above your adversity. Hey everybody, thank you for checking out this week's episode of Weekly Words. I pray that you thoroughly enjoyed it. If you have any questions or suggestions for things for me to speak on in the future, feel free to email me at weeklywordsrt@gmail.com. Again, that's weeklywordsrt@gmail.com. Also, as a reminder, remember to comment, direct message, and email me a list of 5 words for me to incorporate into my poems for the month of April. All right, I'll see you back here next time for our next episode on April the 17th. But until then, have a blessed week.